Khader Adnan grew up near Jενин city. You could say he was a product of his time. Ever since he was a kid, he'd get arrested, though he was never charged with any crime. Spending half his life in prison, a life lived like so many of his friends. Arbitrary and indefinite detention, never knowing if your jail time would end. Khader Adnan was arrested last December. Again, he wasn't told the reason why. He was shackled, he was beaten, he was tortured, there beneath the Middle Eastern sky. Perhaps there was a moment when he realized that right then, with his body he'd say no. But from then on he refused to eat another meal, like in Belfast not many years ago. Khader Adnan grew up in a war zone, but all the tanks and planes were only on one side. It was a type of war that they call occupation, settlement, removal, fratricide. And anyone who talked about resistance, who thought they did not deserve to be a slave, would be looking down the barrel of a gun and often find themselves inside an early grave. Khader Adnan loves his wife and children, and he likes to eat his daily bread. But in prison, he can't see his daughters or live life with the lady that he wed. So on behalf of all the children without fathers, he decided he had to strike a blow. He said, I will have dignity or death, like in Belfast not many years ago. Each time Khader Adnan was arrested, in prison he would learn a little more, and soon he became the teacher, and he'd talk about the times that came before. They talked about civil disobedience, they talked about the ballot and the gun, they talked about the occupied 6 counties and the H blocks in 1981. Khader Adnan talked of perseverance and how someday their people might be free, how someday they might hear their children laughing, unafraid, how someday things could be. And then at 3:30 on one morning, the soldiers came, their rifles pointed low, and they took Khader Adnan from his family, like in Belfast not many years ago. They say Khader Adnan is a terrorist, just like they said of Bobby Sands, because he dares speak out against injustice, because he dares to make a stand, because he dares believe that he is human, and he does not deserve to live this way, because he dares to consider an alternative, because he dares to imagine a new day. Khader Adnan lost his liberty before he was born. To fight for life, it's death he must embrace. But like others come before him, there are others who take his place. And even the great powers can lose interest in supporting such a vicious status quo, because you can't break a man who won't be broken, like in Belfast not many years ago.